women, we must be ambassadors of women. Investing in women. So as a and that's the helper and our family and the base of.
In felicitation of the 2024 International Women's Day, the Executive Director of Women and Development, Mrs. Funmi Abokde, has called on women to be good ambassadors, irrespective of the position they find themselves. She stated this during the interactive session held on Friday at the Bemba Foundation Hall in Osogbo, Osun State capital.
We must be able to be good examples. We must show as good leaders. We must lead by examples, and we must be kind-hearted. Wherever we find ourselves, we must excel. We must do our best, and indeed, we must contribute so that Nigeria comes back to where it's supposed to be. That is where we are here today.
Speaking on the theme of this year's edition, Invest in Women and Accelerate Progress, Abokde said the event was all about networking and ways to partake in measures to develop the state and the country as a whole.
Looking at what is happening in the country today, women, we do have a lot to do. And that's why we have come together to see how can we contribute to the solution of Nigeria, because Nigeria must be a better place for us. And then we're looking at it that, okay, looking at the theme of this year, investing in women, how can we invest in women? How can we invest in ourselves so that we can really contribute to the progress and development of the nation, of Osun State where we are, and the local government where we find ourselves, and the family unit as well. That is why we are here together. And we are going to brainstorm, we network, and form a formidable unit, critical mass of informed women. And we see how we can really contribute to the solution of this country. When you look at it, at our country now, we are not able to feed ourselves enough. So we want to see women in agric are here. So women farmers are here. So we see how can we join hands together to see how we can, all of us can be involved in farming so that we can contribute to how we can be able to feed our families. From there, we can feed our local government. Then we can move to our state, then the nation. So these are the things we are looking at.
She also mentioned that the Bemba Foundation and WADEM will be empowering a girl and two women in order to contribute to their lives. She also encouraged women to support other women who are in need and spend wisely in order to advance on people's needs.
I've said again, in any sphere you find yourself, you will have your influence. In the little sphere we find ourselves, we are going to be empowering one girl and two women. The girl, she has been out of school for the past 4 years. She has hearing and speech impairment. She cannot hear, she cannot talk. And she's not been in school for the past 4 years. Today now, she's going to be on full scholarship throughout her elementary school. And when she finished that, we take it further. So that's one thing. She's going back to school today. Today now, the teachers are here. We are going to hand her over to the school, to the teachers in special needs. And the money that is needed will be given throughout our elementary school. So we are investing in that girl. Because that girl will also definitely grow up to develop us, and there is ability in disability. That's one. The second woman is that we're going to expand our business, because the value of naira, it's really down, and the more they need more money so that they can be able to do their business. So we're going to empower her so that she can be able to do more of the business. The third woman, she suffered gender-based violence. So, and then she's also going to be supported so that she can continue with her business. So those are the three women, and that's why we are calling on Nigerians and women who are blessed. It's not about big money. It's not about big money. When you look around women around you and see how you can help the people around you. And at this time, I want to talk to Yoruba people. I'm actually a Yoruba person. All this Owambe party. When you want to do one, I'm not saying Owambe party is not good, but I'm saying that sit down and ask yourself, just 10% of that your Owambe party, put it aside and look for those who have maybe acquired skill and they don't have the money to get the equipment. Stand and establish those ones. These are the way you can contribute and help others. And anybody, any tí wọ́n bá nípa láti ṣèrànlọ́wọ́ fún, ó náà lẹ́ni kejì rẹ̀ ṣèrànlọ́wọ́ fún. That is what we are saying, that women, we must help ourselves. We must invest in ourselves. We must feel concerned about ourselves. We must build our social capital to help ourselves and be better people in this situation.
A retired permanent secretary and CEO of Omolara Pharmacy and Stores, Mrs. Omolara Ajayi, decried the low turnout of women inclusion in politics, called for more participation and support for the men.
Yes, here in Nigeria, we have a far cry from what it is supposed to be. Women inclusion in politics is a far cry, though the percentage ratio for women inclusion in politics is about 40%. It should be about 40%. But presently, using Osun State as a case scenario, you can say in the House of Assembly, for instance, there's no woman, no single woman. So that's why I said it's a far cry from what it is expected to be, inclusion of women in politics. And so women have a long way to go to be included in politics.
A development worker, Mr. Babatunde Omole, charges the younger females on values orientation. He said,
Talk extensively about value orientation because whether we like it or not, what makes us who we are as a people is where we are coming from in terms of our culture, in terms of our tradition, in terms of our value system. But when you look around us critically now, you realize that all those things are lacking because people are now all what we care about is now money, material things, and the rest. And that's why we're having a failed society. That's why we're having prostitution all around. That's why we're having internet fraudster. That's why we're having people stealing and so many other things. So, like I said, we need value orientation. We really need to go back to where we came from. We really need to go back to God. Let me use this in that context. We really need to seek the face of God. We really need to start reinventing ourselves, start looking at the positivity, start looking at what value we can add to our nation, start looking at what are those things that I can do to develop myself that will rub on my society and my immediate community and my home at large.
International Women's Day celebrated across the globe, and this year's edition was lit at Bemba Hall as women expressed readiness to contribute to national development. From Oshogbo, Modibola Shomi, Selling Stephen.
Insights Media.